Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur Rescue Mission presented by The Time to Grow, the company that Nancy and I run together. And today we're going to be talking about creating LinkedIn content that sells. Now, it's not what you think. So, a lot of you may be thinking, oh, LinkedIn content that sells. That means I have to put my website in every post and I have to put book a call with me and buy my product, buy my service, buy now, buy now, buy now. That couldn't be further from the truth. You're actually going to be doing the complete opposite. You're not actually going to put any of those types of links in there. Now, we're going to be focusing on three different forms of LinkedIn content that Nancy and I have found, and the clients that we've worked with convert people from connections into clients through this content strategy better than any form on there. And it's basically the most simplistic way to approach it and the easiest things to actually go over to apply that make the most sense. Now, um, just to kind of lead into this, we will be making another announcement soon about a free workshop that we have coming up that coincidentally is called LinkedIn Content That Sells Workshop. It's a 3-day workshop where we're going to be teaching you in greater depth and at greater scale what you need to do with these three forms of content that we're going to be talking about today. So if you're interested, just go to the description of the episode and you can find out more about the workshop there. It's from March 21st to March 26th from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's live and recorded. There'll be prizes, workbook, all that fun stuff, and we would love to see you there. So LinkedIn content that sells. So Nance, before I kind of break down the content, anything that you wanted to kind of share with the audience before I do that?
Yeah, well, we have been eating, sleeping, and breathing LinkedIn content. Lots of research here. But I wanted to share with everyone who might be listening who is not really sure, if LinkedIn is the right platform for them. And what I'll tell you is, okay, if you are a service professional, you work one-on-one with people, if connecting with, referral partners and connecting with those people that are just a wonderful fit for working together. If that's your number one goal, LinkedIn is absolutely, the place for you to be. And so even before we get to the content creation portion of it, I just want to build up, right, that confidence that you guys, can have in LinkedIn. It is the platform that was built, right, with purpose for connecting professionals together, for networking. Yes, a lot of people think of it as a place where they can apply for jobs and they can look at what other opportunities are out there. Guys, but it's also a place where professionals go to invest in others, right? To hire coaches, to hire consultants, to actually listen to leaders that are teaching and training on expert topics. Years ago, in fact, a couple years ago at this point, right? I wrote this little baby right here, right? How to build your personal brand on social media. And as I was doing so much research, right, I was interviewing, I was, researching all different experts who really were experts in building your personal brand. Every single one of them said, if you are someone that works with others, you have got to be on LinkedIn. Where else can you list pretty much like your resume, right? Like your skill set, your recommendations. Where else can you toot your own horn, talk about all the amazing things you do, and just be a billboard for you as an amazing expert in your space? So, guys, experts are saying it, across the board. LinkedIn is absolutely a place for you to be. And so we're going to really get into what Scott's going to share is some of the different types of content that you can create. Because when we talk about LinkedIn, in fact, again, right, Scott's been a LinkedIn expert and trainer for years now. In my agency, we really heavily focus on content creation for our clients using LinkedIn. But the thing is there's a right and a wrong way to use it. And there's also many different layers of using LinkedIn. Okay. Connecting in the right way, sending connections, engaging daily with your, connections, with doing LinkedIn events and all the different ways that you can use it. But at the foundation of all of it, right, we need an optimized profile and we need to make sure that we're creating consistent content that makes sense for what it is that we do, right? It makes sense and the value that we're putting out there to our ideal clients. Okay. So Scott's going to jump in now and talk a little bit about the different types of pieces of content.
So again, I just want to reiterate that there's many different forms of content that you can create on LinkedIn. But I just wanted to first say to everyone, the idea of creating content on LinkedIn is to build rapport and is to build know, like, and trust, and to position yourself as the subject matter expert. So the three forms of content that I'm going to speak to now that we're going to go into greater depth on the 3-day workshop, the LinkedIn Content That Sells workshop. First is video content. Now, this can be done in multiple forms. This can be done in LinkedIn live streams. This can be done in just short form videos that are 2 to 4 minutes recorded on Zoom and basically just posting it right to LinkedIn. It can be done in vertical videos shot on your phone and posted to LinkedIn. You can use repurposing software like Opus.Pro to create more imagery, B-roll, caption videos like you see on Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels and TikToks. And why video is so important is because it really kind of positions you automatically as the expert, because to be in a vulnerable situation, meaning you're putting yourself on camera, you know, perfectly imperfect version and all, it's it's going to start creating more relatability between you and your audience in a much quicker and streamlined fashion. And a lot of the tools that, we're going to kind of mention and talk about, we go into deeper context in the workshop. So if you guys are interested more on the tool and tech side of things when you are creating content, obviously those are some additional things that we're going to share in the workshop as well. But video content is one of those things that really kind of bridges that gap the quickest way. It builds that know, like, and trust because people can see you, they can feel you, and they can hear you. And it's just giving just a tip or two that's tangible, that's applicable, and people can move into action. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be a TED Talk. It could be just something very short, sweet, simple, to the point that's going to leave your audience better, and then they can move on. Now, the second form is doing market research. Now, market research is really important because this really helps you understand what your audience is struggling with, what they need help with, and how you can serve them. So the idea of doing market research is creating market research polls that takes the pulse and gets the heartbeat of the connections that you have on LinkedIn. So to give you an example, I did a poll question, prior to this that basically just said, are you sick and tired of all the pitch slap messages on LinkedIn? Yes, no, other, comment below. Now, the market research that I've gathered already has basically told me that the majority of the people, if not all, are sick and tired of them. Now, what this does for me from a market research standpoint, it actually helps me further create more content, because if I know that there are a lot of people that are sick and tired of getting these pitch slap messages, then I can say to myself, okay, how can I parlay that market research into another form of content? Well, how I can parlay that is then taking that topic and creating some tangible tools and takeaways of what people can do to prevent getting these pitch slap messages, how to decrease them. So I stated a problem and an annoyance that people have, and now I can further that with additional content. So I use my market research polls to create more content. And that's obviously what you're going to be learning more in the workshop. And it's creating conversations. It's creating rapport. It's taking people from online to offline. And this brings me to the third and final piece of content, which is long form content in the form of LinkedIn newsletters. So just using the example that I just gave you guys, if I know that people are sick and tired of getting all these pitch slap messages, I can create a LinkedIn newsletter edition that basically is 3 tips of how to decrease getting all these pitch slap messages on LinkedIn. Number 1, do this. Number 2, do this. Number 3, do this. What was your biggest takeaway? So now you're better positioning yourself as that go-to resource because A, you've asked your audience what the problem is. What would you like to have me help you solve with what you're struggling with? And people have said, I am sick and tired and I need help of how to decrease these sales pitch messages on LinkedIn, right? And now I can further that by then offering a solution in that LinkedIn newsletter that's going to give a solution, it's going to provide resources, and it's also going to leave them better in the things that they need to do. So again, video content, market research polls, LinkedIn newsletters, those are the three core foundational pieces of content that you can use on LinkedIn that creates sales in your business. And we're going to go into much deeper context during the LinkedIn Content That Sells workshop that is from March 24th to March 26th from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live and recorded. And you're going to learn all the tricks and all the things that you need to do in order to make that happen.
Yep. And also, just to let you guys know, we are doing a very soft opening. Okay. We're going to call it our founders opening, just almost like a soft launch of a restaurant. We're going to be inviting some people to join our wait list. So we will drop the link to that as well for our Expert Content Society. Guys, this is a community specifically focused on creating LinkedIn content. Okay. And connecting with each other as service-based professionals. So if you are a coach, a consultant, someone who works one-on-one with others, this is the place to be, and it's going to be an amazing community. So we'll drop the link in the description as well for the waitlist.
Yep. So if you have any questions about that, obviously you can reach out to us. We have a support email. It's called support@thetimetogrowcom. Or to learn more about us and our business in general, you can go to thetimetogrowcom to learn all about everything that we're doing. And as Nancy forementioned, the link for the workshop and the waitlist for the Expert Content Society will be in the description of this episode. So everyone, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. Love and gratitude, and we'll talk to you next time.